Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahabushai, Bahasham, Rakahak Wadash, Barakatum. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and infinite honors to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahabushai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who ruled and teach well. And peace and salutations to you sincere Akim out there, pushing this word in truth and sincerity to the four corners of the globe. May you brothers endure until the end. This is the Brother Ra'aya with another video, and I'm going to start it off in Isaiah chapter 32, verse 9. Rise up, ye women that are at ease. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters. Give ear unto my speech. And this is speaking to the daughters of Israel, the so-called, especially the so-called black woman, the so-called Latino woman, and the so-called Native American woman. Because for the majority of you, living in the United States of America, which is biblically known as Babylon the Great, you're at ease. You get all these women-centric government grants. You get help getting jobs. You get these government benefits like child support, Section 8, WIC, everything. This whole society of Esau Edoms, the so-called white man's, is a matriarchy. It's a queendom, and it's designed to cater towards you women. But we are coming into the times where Esau is quickly losing his grip on power. And what does that mean? You women are losing your leg up, especially you Israelite women. Verse 10, many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women, for the vintage shall fail, the gathering shall not come. And that vintage is again talking about, these lucrative jobs, these government benefits, etc., etc. It says the vintage shall fail. Like I just said, Esau losing power is you women losing power. Tremble ye women that are at ease. Be troubled ye careless ones. Strip you and make you bare, and gird sackcloth upon your loins. And you Israelite women out there, because you're the only ones we're preaching to, as well as to the Israelite men, you should be in a mournful, state right now, girding yourself in sackcloth spiritually, doing whatever you can to repent and come back to your power. Yahweh Bahasham Yahabushai, getting out of this westernized, feminist mindset. But just like there's only a small remnant of Israelite men, the elect, the 1/3 of the elect in America that are going to get it and repent, it's going to be the same for you women. But as for 2/3 of you women, nothing but horrible, horrific, terrible times are coming your way. Everything you fear about men, in these horror movies and propaganda, what you may read about happens to women during a time of societal collapse, that's coming to America. And it's going to be the worst in America. And especially for you Israelite women. It's called Jacob's trouble for a reason. Verse 12, they shall lament for the teats, for the pleasant fields, for the fruitful vine, lamenting for World War I, lamenting, Salakia, I don't know why I said that, lamenting for 911, which 911 is going to be a thing of the past in that day, lamenting to be able to walk around at 12, 1 o'clock in the morning at night, which you shouldn't be doing that any goddamn way, going to the grocery store without getting harassed or kidnapped, etc., etc. And you've got a lot of women now, lamenting because of what? Inflation and this whole feminist, boss girl, independent woman way of life isn't what it turned out to be. You got to wake up early in the morning, go to a job you hate, and then what? Also, you can come back to a lonely bed, to a lonely house with some cats and some wine. You got this whole thing called the soft girl era, where these girls want to go back to, being taken care of by a man, who goes to work and covers all the bills. Well, in order for that to happen, you women have to act like traditional women, which we know for the majority of you, that's like hearing kryptonite. So that's not going to happen. The soft girl era is not going to happen. But what is going to happen are these judgments of Yahweh Bahasham Yahabushai in the scriptures. Upon the land of my people shall come up thorns and briers, hard times, judgment, yeah, upon all the houses of joy in the joyous city. And I opened up the video with these verses to preface a couple of articles, which just go to show, hey, we're in the beginning stages of Jacob's trouble, the beginning of sorrows. And in the news, you're seeing more and more instances taking place of what I'm about to go into. But the first bit of information I'll be going into is on NBCNewYork.com, titled "Chilling Video Shows Man Put 26-Year-Old Woman in Chokehold on NYC Sidewalk Attack." And you best believe, what he was going to do after getting her in that chokehold. He wasn't going to play Twister with her. He's going to do something else, play a different type of wrestling. And, a couple of months ago, an instance happened in, a similar instance happened in New York where the woman actually did get taken. The woman escaped this time, but, for a lot of you women, you're not going to be so lucky. But I'm going to just play, let me think. I want to play the clip, but I don't know if YouTube's going to, flag the video for, graphic content. So I'll just read it. Authorities are looking for a 45-year-old man they say was caught on video grabbing a 26-year-old woman from behind as she walked down a Bronx street and violently taking her to the ground, where he tried to SA her. The woman was walking near Vireo Avenue and East 235th Street around 1:30 a.m. on Saturday, which, a woman should just be staying at the house, taking care of the house and taking care of the children. You got no business being out here like that, and especially at 1:30 in the morning. But because of this vintage, this system that Esau set up for you, and you think everything's just peaches and cream. That's why a lot of you women walk out here without any kind of discernment or awareness, which I see all the time. On my job, I'm in the city a lot, so I see women just walking across the street, not looking left or right, heads in their phone, bumping into you, just no awareness at all. Well, it would behoove you women out there to start getting some awareness, because more events like this are going to take place, especially with these migrants coming across the border, which I believe, the man who tried to SA this woman was a so-called Latino of the Northern Kingdom. The woman was walking near Vireo Avenue and East 235th Street around 1:30 a.m. on Saturday, May 25th, when cops say a man put her in a chokehold. The man forced her to the ground and wrestled with the woman for a time, video shows. She was eventually able to fight him off by screaming for help. The suspect, later identified as Miguel Rivera, was last seen riding off in a blue scooter. So, hey, she was able to, really scream for help. But what are you going to do when you scream and nobody comes? It's like Salakia. It reminds me of the tagline on the poster for the first Alien movie, where it says, "In space, no one can hear you scream." When the times we're coming into during Jacob's trouble, no one can hear you scream. But that's it with this article. But wait, there's more. This is my second article on nydailynews.com. Another instance in New York. Woman SA'd on Bronx Street by stranger asking for directions. And so this woman wasn't so lucky. And you got an image of the suspect there. And he looks like a so-called African or Hamite, which you had a lot of Hamites coming across, the southern border of the United States of America. A 35-year-old woman was SA'd by a stranger who stopped her on a Bronx street asking for directions, police said Tuesday. There you go. Women not having any situational awareness. And you got to think, damn near everybody has a smartphone now. So if you're a woman walking by yourself and somebody, is coming up to you, hey, can you give me some directions? Something should, spark a light bulb in your head. Hey, same thing for you men out here. But you women have been living and dwelling carelessly for so long that you think that this so-called time of peace we're living in is just the norm. But as we're quickly seeing, as the situation deteriorates out here, that's no longer going to be the case. But now I'm going to go to my last article on Newsweek.com. Woman butchered to death inside Walmart store as witnesses watched. So you had the one woman in New York that screamed for help and got some help, but this woman was in a Walmart, and got deleted in front of a bunch of people that didn't help. Hey, during Jacob's trouble, no one can hear you scream. The Riverside County Sheriff's Department is investigating the homicide of a woman who was brutally hole punctured to death inside a Walmart superstore on Monday morning. Despite deputies responded to the business on the 29,000 block of Central Avenue in Lake Elsinore around 7 a.m. to investigate the assault with a deadly weapon. A witness told police a female was hole punched at the location by a so-called black man. The suspect is now in custody. Hey, so in a lot of these instances, so-called men of color, whether they're Israelite men or men from another nation. And in that first article I read about the woman that escaped the essay, she looked like a Northern Kingdom woman. So, all these women in these videos could have very well been Israelite women that were assaulted, which goes back to Isaiah chapter 32. For the vintage shall fail, and ye shall be troubled for a long time, to come, which is coming quickly. Medical aid was given to the victim. However, she was pronounced expired. So with that article, you get the point. But hey, like I said at the beginning of the video, more and more instances of women getting kidnapped, getting essayed, or put to death are becoming the norm in the news, because Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai is bringing judgment down on you Israelite women,
was integral
for all the wickedness you've been committing, especially against the Israelite man. And hey, you other women in Babylon the Great or America, and you're going to get the business end of things too. And the only thing that will be able to save,
this cutting-edge
Israelite woman in that day is going to be a man, and not just any man, but a man of the Lord. We're going back to the ancient times where a woman's only protection would be, the man that she was at the side of. I've observed this a lot. Whenever you see homeless women, at least in my case, I rarely see homeless women by themselves. I usually see them with a man. Why is that? Because when women lose these benefits, they revert to their natural nature, being at the side of a man, looking for protection. But this is Isaiah chapter 32, verse 2. And a man shall be as an hiding place from the wind, and a covert from the tempest. Hey, these calamities, these essays, these serial deleters, these cannibals, these degenerates, these soldiers, all these calamities of Jacob's trouble out here. A man of the Lord shall be as an hiding place from the judgment, as rivers of water in a dry place, as the shadow of a great rock in a weary land. And it's like somebody who's been stranded in the desert and they haven't drinking any water for, damn near 3 days. They see an oasis with some water, they're quick to dive in and lap up as much as they can. That's how a man of the Lord is going to be to the Israelite woman in that day, as rivers of waters in a dry place. This is Isaiah chapter 13, verse 2. I will make a man of the Lord, more precious than gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir, an elect man of the Lord. Hey, and that day will be more precious than gold, money, all these creature comforts you women abuse and take for granted now. All these benefits that Esau, your daddy, has given you so that you don't need a man. When they're taken away, hey, you're still going to need a man, but it's going to have to be an elect man of the Lord. But for the majority of you women out there, you Israelite women, hey, just like the majority of these Israelite men out here, you're going to get put to death horrifically. And what I found interesting in that article is it was 3 articles, but what? Out of only one of them, the woman escaped. But in the other 2, the women, were assaulted or deleted. So what? 1/3 made it through, while 2/3, got that judgment, which is exactly how it's going to be. What does it say in Zechariah? I shall bring the 3rd part through the fire and try them as gold is tried and refined, but 2 parts therein shall be cut off. So the majority of you Israelite women, you so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American women out here are going to feel the full force of the judgment of Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai. But now I'm going to close it out. And a woman's least favorite verse in the scriptures, but it's going to become, the reality very soon. Isaiah chapter 4, verse 1. And in that day, 7 women, and that just means a complete number of women for whatever, lot that man of the Lord, is put in, however many women come his way during Jacob's trouble. And in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, one elect man of the Lord, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. It's going to be no more, you got to take me to a 5-star restaurant. Cheesecake Factory isn't good enough. Oh, you got to pay my light bills. You got to pay for my weave, my makeup, all that bullshit. These women are going to be more than happy to take care of themselves. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. They just want to be under an elect man of the Lord so that judgment can, be taken away from them. And how are they going to be called by a man of the Lord's name? Through the act of sex, which is what is considered a marriage in the scriptures. So, hey, as we can clearly see, times are getting tough out here.